You might not realize it, but the Royal BC Museum is a prolific publisher. Their books cover everything from historical characters to exposing the amazing species found around our province. The museum's next publication is all about bats. The 4 authors responsible for Bats of British Columbia spent years documenting and photographing the misunderstood mammals. And because bats are nocturnal, the perfect pictures could only be captured in the middle of the night.
So I hope people appreciate the images in the book because they take so much work. I started it in 2010. It's taken me 10 years to get all of the photographs of the book because they are secretive little creatures that move quickly and fly through the night. You've got a few seconds at best to get this shot. The cover shot of the book is of a pallid bat that I photographed. That shot was very technical to capture. So bats will drink in flight. And so to capture that, I used 4 laser beams set up at 2, 4, 6, and 8 inches over the water, over a small pond in the desert. Pre-focused my camera at that snap point where the lasers would trip, and when they flew through and broke the laser beam, that would trip my flashes. And I would get this amazing shot of a bat flying at you, reflected in the water below. So a lot of people have a misperception of bats as being carriers of disease. In actuality, the prevalence of rabies in bats is incredibly low, lower than in raccoons or coyotes. What a lot of people lack is an understanding of the importance of bats. Bats are key pollinators in our ecosystems. With some of the megabats, or fruit-eating bats, there's 7 species in the world, that are responsible for carrying and dispersing seeds and planting forests. So insect control is massive. And without bats, you would feel an impact. You'd feel a change in levels of mosquitoes and sort of pests around your house. A small little crack like this would be ideal roosting habitat for a silver-haired bat. They spend a lot of their time roosting under bark like this. When you're trying to identify bats, some of the key diagnostic traits include considering the ears and the nose. In Townsend's big-eared bat, its Latin name is coriorinus, which means bump-nosed or lump-nosed. When it echolocates, so it emits its call, it actually emits and uses those bumps to produce 2 different frequencies. We call it a split harmonic. So you might think it's just got funny bumps on its nose, but that actually contributes a lot towards its success in that niche it occupies as a moth specialist. Yes, there's 4 authors listed on the cover, but it was a community of bat biologists and naturalists and scientists that helped us produce this book. Like, people opened their homes to us. They contributed sightings, they contributed evidence and stories and science, as well as helped us with pictures. So this is very much a book produced by BC for BC.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, bringing British Columbia's stories together.